Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever in the world you are. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, I'm going to be talking about Mr. Basculegion. Basculini. I'm going to take a sip of water before we get into the deck profile of this, so please bear with me. Make sure you hydrate properly, by the way. Very, very important. Why is there another app break? Or is Twitch just trolling me? Maybe Twitch is trolling me? I have no idea if they are. Oh, is it because my OBS disconnected and reconnected? No, it says I've been up for 9 minutes. I'm confused. Anyway, Mr. Basculegion here. This is stage 1. This is stage 1 water type. Has 110 HP, 1 retreat cost, and has the attack Upstream Spirits for no energy. This attack does 20 damage. Each basic energy card in your discard pile. And you shuffle those cards into your deck, so all the basic energies in your discard pile. The idea of this deck specifically is to yoink a lot of basic energies in your discard pile and then do massive damage with Basculegion. This is going to be a hyper aggressive build. So let's get into the lines we have for these. We run 4 copies of the Basculin and 4 copies of the Basculegion. This should not come as a surprise, judging how this is going to be the main attacker. I do want to note that the Basculin actually does have a usable attack. For 0 energy, it has Gather the Crew to search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. This attack is like not horrible, it's pretty solid. As you can see, 2 of these are real, 2 of these are proxies. I don't actually own all the cards, but I don't want my wallet to go fully broke, so I'm just rocking with what I have right now. I also only have one real Basculegion. As I used to play this in Palkia V-Star, in certain builds of Palkia V-Star when it wasn't standard. That's why I have the 2-1 line, specifically. And to accompany this thick Basculin line, we have a thick energy count as well. A very thick energy count. This is, if I'm not mistaken, a 19 basic fire energy. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19 basic fire energy. A lot of fire energy. So at maximum, this is never going to happen, but at maximum, the Basculegion does 380 damage, which is a lot of damage. Let's see if I can spread this out nicely, so I can actually put this in the frame as well for the deck view. It's going to be a lot tougher though. Let me think. Alright. It's really hard to space these out like somewhat evenly and have it be satisfying, so bear with me for a second. I think I got it done pretty well here. There we go. 19 fire energy. Now you might be asking, okay, no, but that's a lot of energy. How the heck are you going to get them in a discard pile? Well, we have a lot of hyper aggressive cards here that discards hands and draw cards, or that search your deck for specific cards. Gives us easy ways to discard. The most important other card in this deck is the Fiery Flint. It's an item we have 4 copies of, and it reads that I can only play this card if you discard 2 other cards from your hand, which is fine. We want to discard the fire energy. Then we search our deck for up to 4 fire energy cards, reveal them, and put them into our hand. So this is a discard 2, add 4 fire to your hand, which is really, really strong for this deck specifically. Because if you can chain these together, you can discard a lot of fire energy from your deck. And going with that, we have a lot of the normal cards, so to say. A lot of the normal cards for aggressive discards, together with a few oddballs. So let's start with the normal ones. we run 3 copies of Professor's Research. This is probably like the most well-known supporter of all time. It discards your hands and draws 7 cards. Pretty good if you ask me, especially in a deck like this. And we also have 2 copies of Dedenne-GX. Dedenne-GX is a basic lightning Pokemon with 160 HP with the ability Diddy Change. Diddy Change allows this Pokemon to discard your hand and draw 6 cards when you play it from your hands onto your bench during your turn. You unfortunately can't use more than 1 Diddy Change each turn, which is fine, honestly. The reason we run 2 is just so that we have it available for multiple turns. We're not locked to like a single Diddy Change per game specifically. You unfortunately can't change these together within a single turn. Then we also have the standard energy discarding stadiums. Why is my music lagging all the time? Hold on. I don't understand this. Is there a certain part that's going wrong with this? Or is it just the song that's just choppy in general? Maybe it's the song in general that's choppy. There we go. Oh, it's every song. Hold on, maybe there's something in my task manager. I'll continue in a second. Let's see. Why is Microsoft Office running? Why? Hold on. I think I might be close to finding what the issue is. I think I found it. Okay. Anyway. Dude, are you kidding me? Or maybe it's just on my end it's choppy. Maybe it's just choppy on mine because I'm using wireless earbuds. I don't know. Anyway, we have 2 Stadium Zeros that are going to help us discard Fire Energy. First and foremost, Heat Factory Prism Star, which can once during our turn discard a Fire Energy and draw 3 cards. And also has the added benefit of our opponent not being able to discard this with an item or a supporter card. And we have 1 copy of Scorched Earth to discard a fire or fighting energy card from our hands, and if we do so, draw 2 cards. It's obviously weaker than Heat Factory, but Heat Factory is a Prism Star card, so we can only have one copy of the Heat Factory Prism Star in our deck, whereas we can run more than 1 Scorched Earth if we want to. I don't think we want to. We could consider 18 energy and 2 Scorched Earth. I stuck with 1 Scorched Earth in this scenario. Not a sip of water. Let's talk about some more cards that draw us cards and discards energies. Radiant Greninja, our GOAT. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how we haven't shown a single fire Pokemon. I don't think there's any fire type Pokemon in this deck. But the reason Fire Energy is used here is for the Fiery Flint and the Heat Factory, of course. It is Radiant Greninja, a basic 130 HP water type Pokemon. The ability Concealed Cards. You must discard an energy card from your hands in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. So it's the same as Scorched Earth, but only for us, and works with any energy, even special energies. Not that we have them, but it's a really nice draw too that we can use every turn, unless it gets sniped, of course. So more cards that discards. We got 4 copies of Battle Compressor. Really powerful item. It reads that we can search our deck for up to 3 cards and discard them. So we can either look for 3 fire energy to discard, or we could look for cards in our deck that we don't need anymore in case we want to thin our deck. For example, if we already have like 3 Basculegion set up, we don't really need a 4th, so we can discard that line. Then we also have a 1/2 Zebstrika line. Zebstrika, I don't know. The Blitzle is nothing special, it's just a Surging Sparks Blitzle, because this is a 7 HP, 1 retreat Pokemon. But the Zebstrika it evolves into has 110 HP and the ability Sprint, which allows us to discard our hand and draw 4 cards once during our turn. So this Blitzle, or not the Blitzle, the Zebstrika will allow us to, for example, accumulate a lot of cards in our hand with combinations of Heat Factory plus Radiant Greninja, and then Zebstrika, I don't know, can help us discard all the fire energies that we just drew, for example, from Fiery Flint or whatever. And the reason we have a 1/2 line here is because I like 1/2 lines. If I include Ditto Prism Star in the deck. Ditto Prism Star is a basic 40 HP colorless Pokemon with the ability Almighty Evolution. Once during your turn, you may put any stage 1 card from your hand onto this Pokemon. Evolve it. You can't use this ability during your first turn or the turn this Pokemon was put into play. So it's essentially a catch-all basic Pokemon, especially the reason why I wanted to add Ditto Prism Star into this deck is because of how you kind of need multiple Basculegions set up, so you can keep attacking with Basculegion every single turn. So sometimes you might not have the luxury of having enough Basculions on the bench, especially with such a discard heavy deck, that I figured we're gonna add 1 Ditto just for extra consistency. This can count as our 5th Basculin, but it can also count as our 2nd Blitzle, in case we really want a game where we set up 2 Zebstrikas. Unfortunately, this does go to the last zone when we discard it, because it's a Prism Star card, but if that's the worst thing ever, then I don't really mind. Next up, this is mostly the discard core that we have, so the rest of the cards are added to the deck specifically to mitigate that. The next few cards, we run 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher, which can either put a Pokemon from our discard pile into our hands, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from our discard pile into our deck. So, like I said, we have very aggressive draw. Sometimes we might have to discard Pokemon off of a Research or off of a Dedenne or Sprint. So Rescue Stretcher is going to help us recover Pokemon back that way, especially if we discard like Basculin lines that we really don't want to discard. We also have 1 copy of Dowsing Machine. This is our A-Spec of the deck, so we can only put 1 A-Spec in our deck. Dowsing Machine allows us to discard 2 cards from our hand to put a trainer card from our discard pile into our hand. So this can allow us to reuse any of the trainer cards I've shown so far, or any of the trainer cards that I'm yet to show. So this can be 5th Fiery Flint, the 5th Battle Compressor, it can be the 3rd Rescue Stretcher, it can be an extra Scorched Earth. We do of course have to discard 2 cards from our hand in order to use that, but usually we have enough fire energy in our hand that we have enough sauce to be able to properly discard this. Next up, to find all of our Pokemon, we run 3 copies of Quick Ball. Quick Ball is an item card that searches our deck for a basic Pokemon and adds it to our hands, but only if we get discard another card from our hands before we play it. And also 3 Ultra Balls. Ultra Ball does the same thing, but searches the deck for any Pokemon, but you have to discard 2 cards rather than 1 in order to actually use this card. Then we also have 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball. This card allows us to look at our prizes and swap this card with a basic Pokemon we find in the prizes. In case one of our basic Pokemon is prized, we can use the Hisuian Heavy Ball to get it into our hands and potentially have a bigger turn swing, better setup, depending on the prizing. And the final 3 cards are mostly the tech cards of the deck. We got 1 copy of Guzma for Gusting, switches one of our opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, and it switches our active with one of our bench Pokemon. Fairly standard cards in an actual like normal expanded deck, I would say. Hello Sam, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. We got 1 copy of Professor Turo's Scenario. This can also be AZ or whatever pickup supporter you want. It can be Penny as well. The Turo Scenario allows us to reuse the Dedenne if it's on the board, make our board maybe a single prize board if we really want to. It allows us to reuse Radiant Greninja's ability twice per turn, for example. If we have a Basculegion with like a lot of fire energy attached, because we don't need attachments per turn with this list, we can just keep attaching to like one Pokemon and then use Turo to discard all the fire energy attached to that Pokemon specifically. So Turo has a lot of niche scenarios, but only on turns where we don't want to research, of course. It's kind of iffy running these two supporters without Palpatter versus Seeker, because we are so research heavy, so we probably won't get to play them every game. But when we have the luxury of playing them, they should be very impactful. And the last card, the 60th card, is one copy of Field Blower, just to have some control over tools or stadiums that we don't want in play. I really know that this can also be the 20th basic Fire Energy. This can be the second Blitzle. This can be whatever you want, but I just like Field Blower because it's just good in like a lot of scenarios. And it's easy to play. It's just an item card. Is this a raw Basculegion? Yeah, pretty much. This is pretty much a raw Basculegion, yeah. The Zebstrika line was first a Salazzle line, a 1-2 Salazzle line with Rose Reveal, but I figured the Zebstrika actually works like a lot better. Unfortunately, the only attack that we can use with this list is Upstream Spirit or Gather the Crew or add-on from Blitzle. So the rest of all the attacks do actually cost different types of energies to be used, but to be fair, ideally from turn 2 we want to be swinging with Upstream Spirits every single turn, if possible. Anyway, any questions about the deck so far? This deck is, I think, the definition of hyperaggression. It's like these entire two top rows are just straight up cards that help us discard cards, like very aggressively. And then like, I think these are, I want to say like 13 cards on the bottom. Some of these also discard cards, mind you, but they are the setup cards. The rest is just discard and draw stuff, which is really funny in my opinion. Alright, you guys got about 5 seconds before I'm going to scoop up this whole thing, so make sure to screenshot it if you want. This gets like way better with the new Kyogre, yes? Okay, so the new Kyogre, not really. It's the new Kyogre shuffle specifically water energy back only. So that does have, the new Kyogre does have potential in a Mega Abomasnow archetype that discards a lot of water energy. But I don't think in this deck specifically, because we use fire energy, and we want to use fire energy because of the Fiery Flints and the Heat Factory and Scorched Earth. A card that you could consider for this list is Volcarona V. So Volcarona V, there's just no Heat Factory or Scorched Earth, or Fiery Flint. Fiery Flint's, I think, the biggest MVP of this list, of finding so many fire energies so early. You could use Capacious Bucket instead, but I think Fiery Flint is just too good to actually pass up for in this list. You could consider using Volcarona V instead of Basculegion, but I like Basculegion specifically because it's a single prizer and doesn't need an attachment for turn, whereas Volcarona V does need an attachment for turn. Yeah, that's. I guess you could also consider Zebstrika over this. Zebstrika does do more damage and has more HP, but once again, it's a 2-prizer and it also needs an attachment. But I think that's also Zebstrika doesn't shuffle back the fire energy, so your power stays high. But it also means you can deck out a lot faster. So that's this list. I think the new Kyogre is promising in Mega Abomasnow lists. But I don't think it's promising elsewhere, let's just be real. In Standard. You like Kyogre since it's a basic, so you can potentially get a donk? Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. Like, same goes for Volcarona V. I think Volcarona V, if you want to aim for donks, Volcarona V is probably your best bet for this list. Like 4 Volcarona Vs instead of 4-4 Basculegion line. But if you really want to focus on the donks, you probably don't want to include stuff like Zebstrika. Although Zebstrika, I think, is kind of important for this specific list because we're evolving shit anyway. We're already running Ultra Ball and stuff. I do have to shuffle this very well because all the 19 fire energy were stacked together. But yeah, Kyogre is definitely interesting for standard. I don't think it's worth playing for expanded. Because Kyogre only shuffles back water energy, whereas Volcarona V shuffles back any energy and does damage based on that. So yeah, I mean, maybe, but I think Kyogre's mostly standard cards. It does have potential in standard, I think, if Mega Bomb Snow is any good. I don't think it will be good if Mega Bomb Snow is like a tier 4 deck. But who knows, maybe they'll print more support, maybe it slots well into a Chien-Pao Baxcalibur deck suddenly, if that deck suddenly rises from the ashes. I doubt it, but hey, who knows. I've eaten my words before. Alright. I think we're pretty much well shuffled up. Let's go grab my dice. Boop. I'll also grab my ability markers. I will need them this time. I won't need my V-Star marker or GX marker because there's no V Pokemon in my deck, and the GX Pokemon in my deck, they need lightning energy in order to use the GX deck. So, let's flip a coin. For the rest of the stream, I'll say heads is going first, tails is going second. We do flip heads, so we got a game going first. I'll give it a few more shuffles before I start. I do need to watch out for these pink sleeves, specifically because the Heat Factory that I'm using is the World's Promo Heat Factory. So it has a different back. It has a different backside than all the other cards. It doesn't have the Pokeball, it has like the World's thing. And since these sleeves are like clear and not opaque, as you can see, I now know that Heat Factory is in my opening hand. Don't use these sleeves in actual tournaments. See, there it is. There's the Heat Factory. Oh, I have to open the Dedenne. That's so cringe. I have to open the Dedenne. At least it's not a mulligan. The rest of this hand's actually like not terrible. Can you use more than one Galarian Articuno's V's abilities per turn? What does Galarian Articuno V do again? I have no idea what that mon does anymore. It's been too long. Alright. And we are going first, so let's see. Let's draw cards. We got Fiery Flint. Okay. I do want to play Heavy Ball first. Just a price check. Discard 2, draw 1. I think you can use more than one per turn, right? Okay, so there's no basic Pokemon in our prizes, but there are 2 Fiery Flints. That hurts. Guzma is also in prizes, which is not very fun. I will leave my prizes open like this so I can remind myself what they are. But when I take a prize, I will just grab a random one. But I don't remember there being a stipulation on how many abilities of those you could use per turn. You might have to look that up. Let's play the Fiery Flint, discarding 2 Fire Energy to search our deck for 4 Fire Energy. 1, 2, 4. Shuffle it up. Oh, I love this song. It's so good. Oh, my nose is itchy. Alright. Fiery Flint, my goat. Simply my goat. I think I'll leave my Fire Energy like this so I can easily count it. Discard 2, draw 1 seems really good in the Turbo Energy discard decks. Yeah, I would say it's alright, but we already, like I said, this is more of a single prize list, so I really want to limit the amount of 2 prizers I have on board at all times. But it, like the Porygon, the Team Rocket's Porygon Z shows that it does like kind of work. Is that also has that ability? But that's of course a stage 2 Pokemon. It is single prize though. Okay, yeah, let's play the Heat Factory and use the Heat Factory to discard 1 Fire Energy from our hands and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is interesting. Really, really interesting. I can, since I have a Rescue Stretcher in hand, I could Battle Compressor away certain Pokemon that I want, except for Ditto, and then grab that with Rescue Stretcher. I think I will do that. I think I'll Battle Compressor for 2 Fire Energies and a Radiant Greninja. I could also think of the Dedenne, but I think Radiant Greninja is better here. There's no need to shuffle yet. Okay, so these cards are discarded from the Battle Compressor. We got 5 energies in discard here. Let's also... let's use the Rescue Stretcher to add the Radiant Greninja to our hands and bench the Radiant Greninja. I don't want to use the Quick Ball yet, because I might draw into a Basculin, and if I draw into a Basculin, I want to use this for Ditto Prism Star. I do need to shuffle my deck, though, before I rip the unsealed cards. Actually, I'm noticing that my discard pile is not properly showing here. So let's just do it like this. That should properly show. Yeah, okay. Let's use concealed cards. Draw 2 cards. 1, 2. We are turn 1 going first, so I can't play any of these 2. We can still play the Quick Ball, discarding another Fire Energy to get a Basculin in play. It feels a little awkward that we then don't have any other basics, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The question is, will I attach a Fire Energy to the Dedenne here to retreat it? And if so, what do I retreat it into? I think it's pretty good practice to attach this Fire Energy anyway. But the question is, am I going to retreat this Dedenne into the Basculin? It's my only Basculin. If they get like a turn 1 knockout, it's kind of a yikers. So I think I'll leave it inactive. And let's say my opponent knocks out the Dedenne, unfortunately. It is what it is. Whatever. Then we're gonna push the Radiant Greninja, because I want to use the retreat for this to grab a huge swing, to grab 20 extra damage for next turn. We draw a Rescue Stretcher, okay. We're definitely gonna evolve this into Basculegion. Let's use Heat Factory first to draw 3 cards. Okay. Find another Basculin, that's good. I have another Dedenne in hand. This is really awkward. It's only the Dedenne that's in my discard pile, right? Yeah. And my second Rescue Stretcher is here as well, so this is my last bit of recovery. So I think my best bet is definitely using Rescue Stretcher to shuffle the Dedenne-GX into my deck. That kind of has to happen. Just make our discard pile a little bit bigger like this. There we go. Okay. Kind of want to rip this Dedenne. Don't want to Turo. I don't want to research this Dedenne away, I think, but I might have to. I think I have to. Oh, I misplayed, by the way. I should have definitely Quick Balled first and then Rescue Stretchered, so I'll shuffle this Dedenne back as well, whilst using my Quick Ball or the Ditto Prism Star. Actually, at this point, it's probably better to grab Blitzle rather than Ditto. Yeah, because I already have like several Basculins lined up, so Ditto. Blitzle is probably much better here because it has more HP. Ditto is a lot better when my board is weaker, so I can choose what to evolve to. My board is pretty solid, I would say. Alright, so like Quick Ball first, then Rescue Stretcher was the play. I'm not gonna play this Turo, I think. There's no reason for me to do that. So let's research to draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's our supporter for turn. Definitely gonna attach a Fire Energy to the Radiant Greninja. And we're definitely gonna use concealed cards to discard our 10th Fire Energy and draw 2 cards. There's no other thing that draws cards for me in my hands. Ultra Ball and Zebstrika. We're gonna Ultra Ball away 2 Fire Energies. Yeah. Or Ditto, question mark? I could rip the Dedenne right now. If I rip the Dedenne right now, I definitely have a KO on Regidrago V-Star. But that means that my Zebstrikas will be lost time. So I can't actually do that. I think I will grab a Ditto Prism Star from this. There we go, because I don't want to discard this entire hand. Because there's 2 Zebstrikas in here. It's too important. Alright. I will then retreat Greninja, discarding the Fire Energy. This is why I promoted Greninja at the start of the turn. Into Basculegion. We have 13 Fire Energy in our discard pile. 13. Is that enough to KO Regidrago V-Star? No, because that thing has 280 HP. There's no way for me to actually discard this from my hands. Which is unfortunate. Do we say we grab a KO? I don't know, man. Like, using Upstream Spirits here does 260 damage. Like, realistically, this should grab a KO against most Tomb Risers in the format. And that's the thing. If we don't grab the one-shots, we're kind of not chilling. That's kind of the problem of this list. So let's say we do grab the one-shots this time. If it's just a Regidrago V, for example, that KO'd the Dedenne with Mochi stuff, Choice Band stuff. Well, let's grab 2 random prizes. Here we go. Guzma and the Fiery Flints are still in the prizes, which sucks. I drew Compressor and Fire Energy. Alright, prizing. In my opponent's turn, I'm just gonna assume that they KO active every single turn. Let's be real. I'll push my Blitzle and draw for turn. I'll evolve into Zebstrika for sure. I think I'll evolve this one into Zebstrika as well. I'll use... Oh, it's better to use Battle Compressor later. Satch Fire Energy here. Concealed cards away. I'll just put down the Fire Energies to the left side of the board, because I have more than enough room there. Discard that to draw 2 cards. Nice, another Basculin, that's huge. Discard to draw 3 cards. Oh, I found Basculegion. If I use Sprint, that means I discard this Basculegion, which is the 3rd one. I don't have recovery left. Means I got 2 more swings in me. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So I will play the Battle Compressor now. To discard 3 Fire Energies. I think that's the play that I have to make. It's probably better to discard a Basculin here, because I'm not going to be able to charge that up anyway. Although I have Dowsing Machine. Dowsing Machine can become an extra Rescue Stretcher if we want to. Hello Evo, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Also thank you Soul for saying hi. How's life going? Oh man. Shuffle's actually kind of clean, not gonna lie. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, so these 3 Fire Energy are discarded from the Battle Compressor, so I'll just leave the Fire Energies there because it's easier to keep track of them that way. The counts. Am I playing a special way? I'm playing a very specific for playtesting, a specific hyper aggro deck in expanded format, which allows all cards from Black and White base set until now. So like about 14 years of cards released, minus a small ban list. So, and we're trying out a specific Basculegion deck that does damage based on how many basic energy cards are in your discard pile and then shuffles all those back. So this deck is very, very good at discarding basic energies and finding them. We just finished moving. Oh, let's go! Hell yeah, big slay. Big slay. Got a lot of unpacking still to do. Unpacking is a great game, let me tell you. Let's see. We already attached return on the Zebstrika to retreat. Field Blower doesn't really do anything. We've used our draw abilities here, so I think we have to use Sprint from Zebstrika to discard our high hand and draw 4 cards. Let's 2 extra fires in the discard pile. Draw 4 cards. Oh hell yeah, we draw into Fiery Flint and Dedenne. Oh! Okay, let's go. This is actually a really good hand. We use Fiery Flint, so we have to discard 2 other cards from our hand. Let's discard the 2 Fire Energy. We get to search our deck for 4 basic Fire Energy cards and add those to our hands. Just like Blue Magic, kind of. Yeah, no, the Dedenne-GX is actually like a really, really good card in Expanded. That's what I really like about the Pokemon TCG, because there sometimes are just like random cute-ass Pokemon that somehow got like the most buff card in existence, and then they just like see play. And that really can't really happen in VGC, unfortunately. Alright, so we add the 4 Fire Energy to hand. I have bench space for 1 more Pokemon, so let's make the bench space. Benching the Dedenne-GX, which has a Diddy Change ability. If I play this Pokemon from my hand onto the bench, I can discard my hand and draw 6 cards. Since my hand is 4 Fire Energy, I think I do want to discard my hand and draw 6 cards. Let's do that. Ooh. 4, 5, 6 cards. Have I played a supporter for turn already? I don't think so. No, I haven't. That's crazy that how much to enter the discard pile this turn. Let's see. So I can research here if I want to, but I don't think I need to for this turn. I think I can chill. Let's think. I have a Dowsing Machine in hand, so I can recover a trainer card if I want to. Is there any good ones that I want to consider recovering? Oh, that's actually... yeah, no, that's not terrible. Okay, so what I can do is I can play Dowsing Machine, my A-Spec. Discard... I have to discard 2 other cards from my hand, so I'll discard the Fire Energy and the Basculin. And then I can put a trainer card from my discard pile back into my hands. I want to grab Professor Turo's Scenario. I think this is probably the correct play to do here. So I can use Turo's Scenario to put one of my Pokemon in play into my hands. And I'll grab the Dedenne. So I can reuse the Dedenne next turn. I unfortunately can only use 1 DD Change ability per turn, but that's completely fine with me. Actually, was this worth? Because I also have Research in my hand, which discards and draws 7. How many researches am I down? Yeah, okay, those are my last researches. Okay, I think that was a misplay. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind this a little. Let's keep the Dedenne here. We're not gonna recover Turo's Scenario with Dowsing Machine. I have played the Dowsing Machine, so I will recover something else. I'll recover the Fiery Flint, sure. This is what I really like about just single-player tabletop testing. I can go backsies, take backsies whenever I want, in case I realize I fuck up. So that's the nice parts. You really like playing Little Cup League Pokemon in... Oh, whoops. Sorry for the camera shake. You really like playing Little Cup? Oh yeah, Little Cup in Souls League back in the day too, because I've seen badass tiny Pokemon are the best. Yeah, alternate formats are like the goats in normal Pokemon battling. I love those a lot. Let's see, how many Fire Energies do we have in the discard pile? We have 2, 5, 7, 9. 5 is 14. So that means that Basculegion does 14 times 20, which is 280 damage, which is enough to KO a Regidrago V-Star. So there's no need for me to actually be discarding more Fire Energy now if we can already grab the KO. So let's retreat Zebstrika to this by discarding 1 Fire Energy from it. So I guess we're doing 300 now. And we're going to retreat into the Basculegion. Where did my music go? Music? Hello? An error has occurred. Try again later. Are you fucking kidding me? There we go, okay. I found another playlist that might work. Loki, you kind of forgot that Zero was a card that existed. That really needs to go into the funny draw power deck. Oh yeah, maybe. We got music back. We got music back, don't worry. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were gonna attack with Upstream Spirits, so let's remove our ability markers for the turn. Upstream Spirits for 0 energy can do 20 damage for each basic energy in our discard pile and then shuffles those cards into the deck. So let's count together like the count from Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Fire Energy in the discard pile. So we're doing 300 damage and shuffling these 15 Fire Energy back into the deck. This deck is ridiculous. This deck is so ridiculous, but I love it. It's so over the top. Yeah, this is turn 2, by the way. Or no, this is turn 3. This is turn 3, by the way, Evo. The third turn. Yeah. Expanded has a lot of really, really good cards. It's a fast metagame. It's a lot faster than Standards. But I don't mind. It's silly to play test Expanded from time to time, but Expanded is so unholy fast. It's nuts. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely grabbing 2 prize cards from KOing that hypothetical Regidrago V-Star in the active. Let's just grab 2 random of these. Oh my god, my last 2 Fiery Flints are in the discard still. I got Quick Ball and Guzma from my prizes. Okay. Well, let's assume that my opponent just has a normal turn and KOs Regidrago, or not Regidrago, KOs Hisuian Basculegion in active, putting them at 2 prize cards. I think I'll just push the Zebstrika in this case. That's probably fine. Okay. Let me think. What's the best order of operations here? I think this is probably a turn where they KO'd something with single prizer. Is that the case? Maybe it is. I'm not sure. The question is, do I need to Guzma here? That's kind of like the difficult thing to decide here. Because I'm playing Solitaire at the moment. I don't have an opponent. So I would have to think about what my hypothetical opponent could do. Magic getting 2, it's crazy. Literally few combos end the game at round 2. Oh shit, turn 2? That's actually crazy. Turn 2. Fortunately, don't have an electric commander for unknown hand. That combo don't exist. Yeah, unfortunately not. Unfortunately. I think first and foremost, I kind of have to play this Fiery Flint, discarding a Fire Energy and a Professor's Research. A searcher deck for... what was it? Yeah, 4 basic Fire Energy. Well, we just shuffled back a lot of them, so as you can see, our deck is a lot of Fire Energy back now. I do still have to find the Basculegion this turn, so we do have to like hyper draw a lot, so I think it's got to be a research turn. Alright, we got the 4 Fire Energies. Let's play the Quick Ball, just to thin our deck out a little bit, so we can draw cards from here that we won't have to draw later. Is there another yeah, no, this is the Dedenne-GX is the only basic Pokemon, but I don't think it's correct to play this, because it draws us less cards than playing Research. And both cards discard our hand, our whole hand, when we play them. So if I play Dedenne, my Research gets discarded, I draw 6, but if I play Research, my Dedenne gets discarded, and I draw 7. And I want to draw more cards, because drawing more cards is more good. We went over this when we were making it, because we couldn't find a combo to put Rotom V. So let's use our... Oh yeah! That is right. That is right, indeed. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Let's use Battle Compressor first. No. We can still do other things before Battle Compressor. It's better to use that later. Let's attach a Fire Energy to Zebstrika so we can retreat it later in the turn. Let's use Heat Factory to discard a Fire Energy and draw 2 cards. Unsurprisingly, those are both Fire Energies. Let's use Radiant Greninja's Concealed cards to discard an energy card from our hand and draw 2 cards. Still only energies, okay. I've exhausted most of my onboard draw, so let's now use the Battle Compressor and discard 3 basic Fire Energy from our deck. I think that's our best line here to take. I think we might be able to draw through the entire deck for this turn specifically. Okay, Battle Compressor is such a broken card, man. It's crazy. Let's see, what was the plan again? I think it's a research angle. Yeah, we discard our hand and draw 7 cards. So those Fire Energies go there. The Dedenne and the Guzma gets discarded, and I draw 7 cards. There we go. Okay, I drew the Basculegion. That's nice. I drew another Battle Compressor. So let's use that Battle Compressor to discard 3 basic Fire Energy. There's 2 cards in my deck. And then we can use Sprint from Zebstrika to discard our hand and draw 4 cards. We only have 2 in the deck. I can't do anything with these cards at this moment, so let's just retreat Zebstrika into Basculegion. Can't even use... I mean, I can technically use Zebstrika's Sprint ability, so let's do that to discard my hand and draw 4 cards. Oh wait, there's no cards in deck. Let's use Upstream Spirits. Let's see how much damage it does. Let's see how much damage Upstream Spirits does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 times 20 is 380 damage. That surely is enough to Oko the 2 prizer from our opponents to take our last 2 prizes for the win. So let's shuffle the deck up again and play and try out another game, see if we can get our setup, see if we can get another solid game plan on the fly. I do have to shuffle this very properly because all the 19 Fire Energy are back to back to back now. They're completely stacked. But I do love how much aggression this deck has. Not gonna lie. It feels very powerful. It's unfortunate you can't really do anything on turn 1. But you can still like represent a single prize board on turn 1, which most of the meta decks probably won't have an answer to take multiple prizes from that board. So you can still force them down a 1-2-2 line technically if you then use the Dedennes afterwards, which still gives you like 4 turns. And of course the first turn you can't attack, but the other 3 turns you can definitely take a 3 prizer. Especially since you can Guzma and then Dowsing Machine for Guzma on 2 of the 3 turns. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Alright, let's go ahead and flip a coin to see if we're gonna go first or second this game. I said heads is first, tails is second, so let's see. It is heads again, so we are going first again. I think going second with this deck is actually ideal, because you can use whatever the attack of the Basculin is to get more basic Pokemon in play for you. I forgot what the name is. It's something like Gather the Crew or something. I'm not entirely sure. Let's check what our opening hand is. There are no basic Pokemon in our opening hand, so we do have to mulligan, unfortunately. Which means we have to shuffle our hand into our deck again and then draw 7 cards. But our opponent gets to draw 1 more cards during their setup now, because we didn't have a basic Pokemon. How many basic Pokemon are in this deck? We got the 4 Basculins, we got the Blitzle, we got the Ditto Prism Star, we got the 2 Dedennes, we got the Radiant Greninja, I think that's it. So that's 9 basic Pokemon in a deck of 60. That's still pretty likely to draw at least one in our opening hands. I would say that's like a 15% chance to not draw one. If my math is correct on that, I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong on that. Maybe it's more of an 18%, but 15% chance to mulligan is not that high. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Draw 7 cards. Yeah, see? Oh yeah, it is called Gather the Crew, which can search our deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on our bench. Ike, the original Ditto isn't even that bad. The Ditto from Fossil, you mean? You mean that one specifically, Sam? Well, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Yes? Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly, because it's banned in Commander. In case anyone's watching doesn't know what I mean with Commander, somewhere in the latter half of August, I'm gonna be launching a new Pokemon format for both beginning players and advanced players called Poke Commander. It's practically similar. It's very similar to Magic the Gathering Commander, but with Pokemon cards. So if you like that, go for it. The reason why it's banned is because it breaks the game on so many levels. That's why. Not necessarily because of how good it is, but it's because it breaks the game with like judge rulings and stuff. Alright, we were going first in this game, so no supporters for us to use. Oh my god. This is a bust. This is literally a bust. We have to just... the only thing we can do is attach a Fire Energy here and pass. This is why I don't like going first with this deck. Okay, so let's assume that we're passing here. I can't use the attack because I'm going first. Oh, I have hiccups. Let's assume that our opponent does not donk us. So we draw for turn 2. I can evolve into a Basculegion, which is nice. I can also research this hand away to discard all of these cards and draw 7 cards. Hopefully these cards are kinder to us. Let's see. Okay, so we find a Radiant Greninja, that's really good. We also find a Fiery Flint, which is amazing. Okay, we can finally price check. Add these 4 basic energies from our deck to our hands. Let's peep what's in the prizes, because I don't want to actually price check. Let's see. So we priced Heavy Ball, Quick Ball, Turo, Compressor, and 2 Fires. That's fine pricing. I don't mind that at all. I was just thinking you may treat energy attached to Ditto as energy of any type, and said, ooh, that's funny if you attach Ignition to him after he copies an Evolve Mon. Oh yeah. No, that's disgusting. But the thing is, Ignition Energy doesn't work on Ditto like that, because Ditto is still a basic Pokemon. So, as you can see, the rulings kind of like get off the rails there. So, because Ditto is still a basic Pokemon, the Ignition Energy still counts as 1 energy instead of 3. That's how the ruling works on that, by the way. As you can see, it makes heads spin. Treat it as the same card as... Oh wait, I'm thinking of a different Ditto. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think I was thinking of the Ditto from Power Keepers, maybe. Never mind. You're treating it as an evolution. Yeah, no, that's fair. Never mind. Oh yeah, I remember what the ruling is. So the ruling is, when you knock out the active Pokemon after your attack, the energy gets discarded because you're not copying anything anymore. You're back to Ditto, but the Ignition Energy will be discarded at the end of the turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It does matter for like Scramble Energy, because Scramble Energy doesn't get discarded at the end of your turn, but it does get discarded if you're not an evolution Pokemon. So that's the weird ruling on that, because the active spot is empty, you're now no longer that Pokemon. Let's Ultra Ball away to Fire Energies. There's no Pokemon in discard pile, so Rescue Stretcher doesn't really do anything. Well, it can do things. Let's get Ditto. Okay. So what I can do is I can play Battle Compressor. I can do the same trick I did last game, which is really cool. That from the Battle Compressor I discard 2 Fire Energies and a Pokemon I really want, like the Dedenne-GX for example. Reversal would get binned. No, Reversal doesn't get discarded when it's not attached to an evolution. It just doesn't function when it's attached to an evolution, but Scramble Energy does get discarded when it's attached to an evolution. Reversal would get binned, but I wouldn't be expecting him to live a turn anyway. No, so Scramble would work like that, but not Reversal Energy. I think you can kind of see where the confusion starts to arise. That mod is like an absolute hell to find any good rulings for. These go to discard, by the way, from the Battle Compressor. So now I can use Rescue Stretcher to put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hands. Grabbing the Dedenne. I think I do want to conceal cards first before getting the Dedenne down. Oh, never punished. We can Ultra Ball away the 2 Fire Energies for a Blitzle, or it's probably better to grab a Basculin. Aikida Karm seems like decent for Eternal. It's banned in Eternal as well, that's why it's banned in Commander. Like, the card is actually that good, plus even better than you think. Like, play 4 of them and play some Ignition and Triple Acceleration, just ruin someone's day. Yeah. No, it is actually, like, pretty fucking good for that reason. Those get discarded. Let's play down the Dedenne, triggering its Dead Age Change ability to discard my non-existent hand and draw 6 cards. 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're definitely playing the Heat Factory. How many energies do we have in discards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. I need one more in discards to... I need one more in discards in order to actually be able to... No, it's 11. I said 11, right? Yeah, it's 11. No, that's fine. Yeah, 220 one-shots Regidrago V, so I can chill here. Which means I probably should not play the Heat Factory. I think it's fine to not grab anything with Quick Ball here, but I might be wrong. It's probably better to Quick Ball away a Basculegion, grab another Basculin. It's probably better for a little bit of safer setup. Alright. I want to bench this Basculin, but I have to make a little bit of space for this. Here we go. Airplane flying over, because of course. And let's use Upstream Spirits to put these energies back in deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 220 damage, KOing the active Regidrago V. Ad break? No. No way. An ad break? That's crazy. Me and my homies hate ad breaks, don't we? I wish you could use multiple duplicate Ditto abilities per turn. Yeah, that would be a little broken. Would be a little broken. Let's draw 2 random prizes. Give my prize cards a good shuffle. And grab 2 random prizes. Okay. I got Heavy Ball and Turo. Heavy Ball is kind of useless at this point, if I'm gonna be honest. But that's okay. Let's assume my Basculegion gets taken out. So my opponent goes down to 5 prizes. Actually, my opponent wants like any semblance of winning. They're probably gusting my Dedenne and knocking that out to go to 4 prizes. So let's push my Basculegion that has the Fire Energy. We top deck the Basculegion, that's big. You can also evolve into Zebstrika. We can play the Heat Factory. Let's play Fiery Flint, discarding Heavy Ball and Turo Scenario to draw 4 fire energies from our deck. There we go. It would be kind of silly to just put a billion Ditto on top of your deck and then discard them all with some random goofy attack. Yeah, it would be way too silly. Alright, then we use Ultra Ball, discarding 2 fire energies to draw the Dedenne. That's correct, grabbing a Dedenne here. So we have more odds of finding research. Do I want to attach this energy per turn? Probably not. Did I change this fire away for 6 cards? 5 energies and a Battle Compressor, nice. Alright, let's each factory away an energy for 3 cards. Ooh, Dowsing Machine. Let's concealed cards of fire energy away for 2 cards. Oh, I want to use Guzma this turn. Turo. Turo is probably better to maintain the price trade for me. So let's use Dowsing Machine, discarding 2 fire energies. Grab the Turo that I discarded earlier in this turn. And use Turo Scenario to put the Dedenne back into my hands. Oh god, not this fucking song, bro. Let's retreat Basculegion so we can push this one up. Let's use Battle Compressor to discard 3 cards from our deck. 3 fire energies. Not very many fire energies left in my deck. There's now 12 in the discards. We need 2 more to get a meaningful KO on Regidrago, but I think that's fine. Let's bench this Blitzle and then use Sprint to discard my hand and draw 4 cards. 2, 4. And since we got how many? We got 15 in discard, that's enough for the KO, so let's just swing it. I benched the Basculin this turn or last turn? Let's assume this turn, just to make it more difficult for myself. Let's upstream Spirits to shuffle 15 basic fire energy into my deck, doing 300 damagios. Only 2 hours till you get off work, let's go. Slay! Hell yeah! Hell to the yeah yeah. What kind of work do you do that you can actually watch my stream? I wonder. I might have asked this before, but I think I forgot. If so, I'm deeply sorry. I don't actively mean to forget things. That just kind of happens. There we go. Let's shuffle all of them back, get 2 prize cards. Yeet. Okay, so I think that's a quick ball on the fire energy. Yeah. I know my prizes. There's no 2 prizes on my board, so let's assume that they KO Greninja. And I'll push Basculegion back up. This is like the most disruptive way they can actually get me. So let's see. Attach a fire energy here. Turn. I think I want to Fin with Quick Ball first. In case there are more basic Pokemon in my deck. I don't think there are. No. There are not. They're most definitely not supposed to be on your phone, but whatever. You already turned your 2 weeks in so they can kiss my ass. Hell yeah. Quiet quitting, baby, let's go. But what kind of work is it? Is it like an office job, or is it like retail? Or is it like, I don't know, restaurant stuff? Probably not. Logistics? Question mark? I have no idea, honestly. Is it my business? Not really. Let's evolve into Basculegion. Oh, you work at a grocery store, it's retail. Gotcha, gotcha, okay. Right, so let's Heat Factory away a Fire Energy to draw 3 cards. I will then play Scorched Earth. This is let's assume this is the Lost Zone, because Heat Factory goes to Lost Zone for that. Let's use Scorched Earth to discard a Fire Energy and draw 2 cards. Oh, Fiery Flint, my homie. Discard 2 fire to find 4 basic Fire Energy. Here we go. Autocorrect on craft gig crack, give me some. Hell yeah. A grocery turn. Alright. I will then... I really want to use the Zebstrika, so I have to use the Battle Compressor first. Have I played the supporter this turn? I don't think so. No, I haven't played a supporter yet. Okay. So it's probably 3 Fire Energy. Yeah, probably. I want to go through my whole deck. And I think that is very possible. It's actually very likely, I think. Yeah, okay, let's use Sprint to discard my hand and draw 4 cards. So we discard 5 more basic energy, drawing 4 cards. I find Research to draw 3 cards, or to draw 7, discarding the 3 in my hand. Yeah, these are the last cards. I can't actually play Quick Ball because there's no Pokemon in my deck. So I have to Rescue Stretcher back, like let's say Dedenne, Radiant Greninja, and Dedenne into my deck. I can't choose less than 3 Pokemon, unfortunately. And then I can play Quick Ball. I don't have to grab something, but I will. We gotta play some Commander routes for real. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll probably be available more later this week, or maybe even tomorrow potentially. Unsure. We'll get back to you on that. Technically, what we can even do is Dedenne and also Zebstrika, but there's no need. What we can do now is just discard the Fire Energy. We're already basically doing maximum damage, of course accounting for that fire in the prizes. This should be 18 damage. Let's see, or 18 energies. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. It is indeed Upstream Spirits, bonk. Or more like bonk. Take the last 2 prizes. Yeah, this deck is actually pretty good, don't you think? This deck is pretty fucking good. There we go. If only 1 round online didn't take 3 hours. Hold on, you're off tomorrow. Hey, listen. Games are probably a lot faster if you play it like this, like tabletop, camera over play area. It's a lot faster than online, I think. I'm not actually entirely sure if that's faster or not. It feels faster because you don't have to click for every specific action. And you can do shuffling like during your opponent's turn, for example. So I think this is faster. You have to acquire a webcam. Listen, the thing that I'm using right here is not a webcam. This is my phone. This is my phone mounted to like a phone holder. And then aimed downwards. You can also do it like slightly forwards. I am using the DroidCam OBS app. And then of course using OBS to project whatever my camera sees towards OBS. That's what I'm doing right now. And if you want to like screen share that, you can just screen share like your OBS screen. Not necessarily the entirety of OBS, but just your OBS screen to the other person. So you have to acquire something to hold your phone, same difference. Yeah, okay, fair. I'm trying to think if there's any household tricks you can do, like maybe stack of books kind of situation. Although stack of books and then putting your phone like half over it is probably kind of not gonna work, I think. Like imagine if this is imagine if like this is your phone. You can also position it like this to project over a play area here. But then you would also have to have probably a stack of books and then like maybe a few books here as well to keep it still and make sure that it actually films the whole area. It does take some finagling for sure. You could just camera share on Discord. Wait, you could just camera share on Discord if you don't want to fart around with OBS. Yeah, absolutely. You definitely can. I'm just saying, like, the easiest way to share your phone screen, to share your phone camera with via PC is this way. Probably. It's via OBS. Or there might be another app, I don't know. I'm trying to think of maybe other alternatives. But it's probably gonna have to be via untap again, which is fine. I think via untap is fine, but it feels less fun because it feels more fun to hold the cards, if you know what I mean. All right, let's just play the next game. Let's throw die. We get heads again, which means we go first again. Yikes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. I am once again forced to start with the Dedenne, which is a little awkward. Three, 4, 5, 6. Go. Our opponent's also at 6 prizes. Let's flip it over and draw our card for turn, going first. Let's see what we're cooking with. Definitely gonna pop this Fiery Flint to search our deck for 4 fire energy. 2, 3, 4. Whap. Hello, Mamu. Why is the Mamu music bugging out? Are you guys also hearing the bugged out version, or does the music sound normal for you guys? I think it does sound normal for you guys because I don't see the green audio bars going down. I think it's just my headphones that has sometimes cut out audio, and I think that's mostly because of maybe there's something in the way for the Bluetooth. I'm not sure. I am very, very unsure. Oop. Let me take a sip of water before we do some more price checking. Okay, let's do the price checking. Ooh! Frick, we priced 2 Basculin and a Fiery Flint and a Basculegion. That's rough. Okay, so I feel like this Ultra Ball has got to prioritize some Pokemon search. But I want to play Scorched Earth first to see if we find more search from this. Find Dowsing. Dowsing isn't exactly the search I was looking for. Although no, this can work. This can work. We just have to Ultra Ball away to Fires. Grab a Radiant Greninja. Actually, Basculin is probably safer, but I want to get Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja. Alright. benching the Radiant Greninja. And then concealed cards, we'll discard another to draw 2. Oh, I find another Ultra Ball. Okay, cool. So I might not have to use the Dowsing Machine aggressively for another Ultra Ball. We can maybe just go Basculin here. We can just go Basculin here. Although, is that the correct call? I would say so. Feels a little awkward. I think there are some shenanigans we could have done with like recovering Dowsing Machine. Where did my music go? Hello? An error has occurred. Go fuck yourself. No, this is the wrong playlist. Come on. Okay, so I've switched back to the other playlist that we already started at. Start of the stream. It's now functioning again, so let's go. I could have like maybe done some Dowsing Machine Fiery Flint stuff. Let's see how that would work. Let's put the Basculin back and put these 3 back. Yeah, let's Dowsing Machine away the Research and the Fire Energy. So put back Fiery Flint in my hands. And play Fiery Flint. Discarding the Research and the Fire. I'm not entirely... No, this is worse. This is worse. This is worse. This is so much worse. This is so much worse. Give me my Dowsing back. What we should have done though is discard one of the researches instead of the fire, so I can attach the fire here. Let's actually not attach that. Let's just pass for now. Assume my opponent actually KOs the Dedenne. I have to push Radiant Greninja. Oh wait, I didn't shuffle my deck. That's my bad. What's annoying is this way, there's no Basculin in play. Means I have to take another turn off of my attacking. But I can maybe go for like a Gathered Crew play. I think there's some cards upside down in there, but that's okay. I don't care. Once... Nope, what am I saying? Just one from draw for turn. Compressor! My daddy. Is there actually something I want to Dowsing though? Probably not. Hello there. Let's Dowsing the fire, and the fire. What am I doing? I should definitely just explore with Scorched Earth and Radiant Greninja first before doing anything Battle Compressor related. I'm messing up everything. Let's use concealed cards first. Yeah, then use Scorched Earth. See, now my hand is a lot bigger to work with. A lot bigger. What I can do now is I can... Do I actually discard the Basculin with Fiery Flint? No, I think I have to discard the Battle Compressor. Which is fine. I have to go a little less Hyper Turbo. Which is definitely fine, because I've already gone ham a lot. Alright. There we go. Discard that and these go to hands. We bench the Basculin. We Dowsing Machine the 2 fires to get back Ultra Ball. And we Ultra Ball the 2 fire energies to search our deck for another Basculin, I fear. think it has to be that. I just need to have 2 Basculin on board for as long as I can. Here we go. Dowsing Machine goes here, Ultra Ball goes here. Let's put the 4 fires here. We now have 14 Fire Energy in discard. Okay, so there's probably not very many left in the deck. There's 4 left. 5, 6, 7. 3 Quick Balls, my dear god. 2 Basculegions. Rescue Stretcher. Field Blower. I guess we can Quick Ball away Field Blower. Search for a Blitzle. I want to hold the other Quick Balls. Is that true actually? Am I yapping or am I not yapping? No. I'm gonna Quick Ball away a Basculegion as well. Grab Ditto Prism Star. So I got my single prizes lined up and I don't actually have to attack with a Basculin, putting one in jeopardy if I don't want to. Go. How many Pokemon are in my discard pile? Just 2, right? Yeah, just the Dedenne and the Basculegion. So I'm not gonna rip this Rescue Stretcher yet. I think what's my best course of action is passing here. And letting my opponent KO my Radiant Greninja. Putting them at 3 prizes. Push Basculin and draw. So now there's obviously no guarantee that I actually find the Fire Energy, so I will just evolve active. I think I'll Quick Ball away a Compressor to find the Dedenne. Yeah. I'll play the Rescue Stretcher to recover Radiant Greninja, Basculegion, and the Dedenne. Back into the deck. Here we go. And then I'll play the Dedenne from my hand, triggering the DD change ability to draw 6 cards. Okay. There's a Zebstrika. Fiery Flint away the Fire and the Dedenne. I actually don't need to do that. No, let's hold the Fiery Flint for now. Specifically because this is enough energy to KO Drago, right? Let's use Upstream Spirits, because this is 14, I'm pretty sure. If it's not, I'll be playing 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 14. So we can shuffle all of these back into the deck. Shuffle, shuffle. Alright, and we draw 2 random prizes. Yoink. Found a Basculin off the prizes, which is really nice. I think a Fire Energy, yeah. Alright, let's assume that KO my Basculegion. I'll push my Zebstrika and draw a card for turn. Benching another Basculin. Attaching a Fire Energy for turn. Actually not doing that. Hold on. It's better to Fiery Flint first. And then attach. And do my other shit. There we go. Fiery Flint and 2 fire go to discards. Satch fire for turn. Scorched Earth 1 fire for 2 cards. Ultra Ball, very nice. Discard 2 fires for a Basculegion. So at least we got the attacker ready for this turn. Go. Question is, do I want to go for a Dedenne play? Or do I want to keep my bench space open for Radiant Greninja? I think I have to go for a Dedenne play. There's already one in on my bench. We have 2 Battle Compressors to discard 6 cards from the deck. I don't think I want to discard any other cards here. Definitely not. There we go. Oh, whoopsie, sorry for the bonk. There's now 11 Fire Energies in the discard pile. And also Turo, my Dedenne. Then idea. My supporter for turn. I need a lot more gas to actually... Well, I mean, this gets discarded and that. One more discard. Actually hit. I think I have to Turo my Dedenne for the bench space. And then bench Dedenne, Dedenne change, discarding my hands and drawing 6. Yeah, like I said, it's very likely that I actually hit Radiant Greninja here. So I can use sealed cards to discard that and draw 2. Next turn is most likely Guzma turn. Do I want to Rescue Stretcher anything back? Probably this. Yeah, I mean I have to shuffle them all back, of course. Although no, I don't have to. What I can also do is I can put the Basculegion in my hands from the stretcher and evolve my bench into Basculegion. That's better. Retreats into the Basque and then attack with the thing. Upstream Spirits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 20 damage. 280 to KO Regidrago V-Star. There we go. 2. Here we go. I got Zebstrika and Fiery Flint from prizes. You're probably either KOing Basculegion or Dedenne. At this point, it's probably Dedenne. Push Basque. And draw. This puts them at 1 prize, by the way, so I have to win this turn. Fiery Flint to Fire Energy. 4 Fire Energy. Should be pretty easy to grab my whole deck from here, I think, even with Guzma. There we go. Because we have another Zebstrika. Catch Fire, retreat into the other Basculegion. Doesn't really matter. Guzma, my other Basculegion to active, pushing a 2 prizer for them. Scorched Earth of Fire for 2 cards. Concealed cards of Fire for 2 cards. And now we sprint, discarding a lot of energy. 7 energies. And drawing 4 cards. And then we're gonna sprint again. Draw another 4 cards. There we go. That's the card I was looking for. Discarding our Scorched Earth, I'll play Heat Factory Prism Star and discard 1 fire from hand in order to draw 3 cards actually, but I can only draw 2. And then our upstream spirits doing a lot of damage. I don't know how much exactly, but more than 280 for sure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, yeah. 300 damage. Boom! Hell yeah! Even though we had a really, really rough start, we made it work. We made it work. Damn. Right, guys, I really have to pee. So I'm gonna take my midstream break a little earlier than usual. That's okay with y'all. It's probably gonna be around the same time that I'll be gone, so like about 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna do it now rather than in half an hour. So I really have to pee. So I'll continue shuffling this later, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okie dokie gang, I'm back. I'm back for gaming. I've done a bunch of games going first, so I want to do a few going second. Let's see if I actually flip tills. I do flip tills, that's nice. That's nice for a change. Just give the deck a good shuffle again. Is my mat a little askew? Might be. I hope everyone had a nice break. Hope you guys took the time to maybe refill your water bottle, or you go for a pee yourself, do a little stretch, whatever. All of these are very relevant things you could be doing during Noah's break. Alright, let's draw 7 cards for our opening. 5, 6, 7. None of these are Heat Factory, unfortunately. Let's see. None of these are basic Pokemon, unfortunately. That sucks. Let's go for another shuffle. I love that the subtitles are not picking up my singing. They're not exposing me. Love it. Right. Let's try another 7. There we go. That's once again no basic Pokemon. I'll have to grab another opening hand. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's draw another opening hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I see a Dowsing Machine. Once again, no basic Pokemon. What the heck is going on? What the heckies is going on? What the hellion? What the hellionte? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Once again, no basic Pokemon. What is this? Come on, man. Come on. Guys, it's starting to not feel like 15% anymore. I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to not feel like 15%. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tell me I got a basic. I have a basic. Let's fucking go. Hello, Mick. You can also just tell us if you rigged the shuffling. Listen. Listen. It's desirable for me to get a basic Pokemon in my opening 7. So why on earth would I rig it for myself to not get that 3 times in a row? That would be some next level shit. Okay, let's see. Let's flip it over. This is a going second game. Yeah, because I flipped tails. So let's, yeah, 6 prizes for my opponents. Let's draw a card for turn. I can play a supporter this turn, although I'm not really seeing one in my hands. Hope you're doing well, by the way, Mick. Let's play Fiery Flint, discard 2 cards from my hand, and grab 4 Fire Energy cards from my deck. Put them into my hands. I will price check a little bit. Okay. Huh? Yeah, I got most of that. I think there's a Basculegion or 2 that might be priced from what I saw, but it's okay. Hello, Dev. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Why am I shuffling my deck? There's no need. Because I'm going to be playing Quick Ball. Discarding a Fire Energy. And what am I going to grab? What Pokemon am I going to grab with this hand? Do I grab a Dedenne? Yeah, I think the Dedenne is correct here. Grabbing the Dedenne-GX from the Quick Ball. This Quick Ball allows me to grab a basic Pokemon from my deck and put it in my hands. Do I have the cool Dedenne? No, the cool Dedenne is priced. Let's add that to my hands. I think I have to go all out here, which means that I have to play the Dowsing Machine. I have to discard 2 other cards from my hand, and then I get to put a trainer card from my discard pile into my hands. So I'm going to put the Fiery Flint back in my hands. I think this way we're discarding the most Fire Energy possible. And now we're going to replay the Fiery Flint. Once again, we have to discard 2 in order to play it. To grab 4 Fire Energies from our deck. Yeah. Bam. Yamas. Oh, whoopsie. I think I almost tore apart a few sleeves by shuffling so incessantly and unsafely. I think that's the best way to describe that. Okay. Let's attach a Fire Energy to the Ditto Prism Star in active so that we can retreat it later this turn if we want to, and then play the Dedenne-GX, triggering Dedenne Change. When I play this Pokemon from my hand onto my bench during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. And I will do that. Draw 6 new cards. Okay. A little awkward, but I got an Ultra Ball. I'll definitely Fiery Flint, discard a Fire and a Zebstrika. Make my hand a little thicker again. So it makes playing the Ultra Ball easier. There's not a lot of Fire Energy left in deck, only 3. So I can technically count how many Fire Energy I got priced, so let's do that right now. Let's count how many Fire Energy is priced right now. There's 3 in my deck, 4 in my hand. That's 7, 8. And then from discard pile, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's no Fire Energy priced. Okay, that's good. Let's play the Ultra Ball. Once again, have to discard 2 other cards from my hands. But I get to search my deck for a Pokemon and put it in my hands. Do I grab the Radiant Greninja? I think I grabbed the Radiant Greninja. Because Ditto Prism Star can evolve into Basculegion next turn if I want to. I think that's the best. It's probably the best way to do this. It's a little greedy, but I think it works. We're gonna bench the Radiant Greninja, and I'll use concealed cards to discard an energy card from my hands and draw 2 cards. I am going second, so I can play a supporter if I want to. I'm not gonna that. I think? Not sure. Let's Quick Ball away a Fire Energy to grab a basic Pokemon from my deck, preferably Basculin this time, actually. Okay. I do actually want to check if the other Zebstrika is priced to see if it makes sense to bench a Blitzle if I need to. It is not priced, so that's great. Let's see. I do have a Rescue Stretcher in hand, so let's check the discard pile to see if there's any relevant Pokemon in my discard pile that I want to shuffle back. It's just a Zebstrika so far, so no need for it yet. I think what I'll do is I'll play the Guzma to trap something active on their side. Actually, hold on. Give me a sec. Let's first retreat the Ditto into Radiant Greninja. And then Guzma. Yeah, no, this is still awkward. It's probably better if I hold the Guzma. Yeah, probably better if I hold the Guzma. Let's pass. Let's assume my Greninja gets taken out by my opponent, turn 2 going first. That makes sense. Push the Basculin up and draw. I think I'll play Rescue Stretcher, shuffling back 3 Pokemon from my discard pile. There's only 2. Shuffling those back into my deck. Shuffle, shuffle. Yeah, this game has a lot of shuffling, unfortunately. But it is what it is. There we go. And then let's play Research, discarding my hand and drawing 7 cards as my supporter for turn. I find the Basculegion, which is nice. I also find the Radiant Greninja, which is even nicer. Evolve the Basculegion, bench another Basculin. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Fire Energy in my discard pile. Surely enough to grab a KO on like a Regidrago V-Star. I think I'll hold this energy for the concealed cards and I'll just swing with Upstream Spirits, which does 20 damage for each basic energy in my discard pile and shuffles them back into my deck. So let's count again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I did not miscount. Very nice. So we do 17 times 20 damage, which is 340 damage. I'll grab my prize card as soon as I got the Fire Energy shuffled back in the deck. Oh my god, this card is broken. I know, right? This is this is expanded format. A lot of things are broken in expanded format. Expanded format means that practically all cards from black and white base sets from all the way back in 2011 until now are legal. So it's about 14 years of cards that's legal. Just a lot of cards. But yeah, I would say this deck works pretty well. I would say this deck works incredibly well, actually. So yeah, let's grab 2 prize cards from the... Why am I shuffling my prizes? There's no need to shuffle my prizes. What am I doing? I could just take 2. I got the Dedenne-GX back in Scorched Earth. Let's assume my opponent just knocks out active. It's probably better for them actually if they gust knock out the Dene. So let's assume that they do that. Always assume the worst your opponent can do. Draw a card for turn. Definitely playing the Scorched Earth Stadium. Let's use it to discard a Fire Energy and draw 2 cards. Use Radiant Greninja's concealed cards to discard a Fire Energy and draw 2 cards. We can evolve into Hisuian Basculegion on the bench. You love expanded cheesing? I know, right? It feels so good. I have 3 compressors in my hand. There's 2 Fire Energies in discard, so 3 compressors can get me up to 11, which does to 20, which is not enough to KO a Regidrago V-Star hypothetically, or a Lugia V-Star hypothetically. I would need 3 more energy for that. So I think it's better to Ultra Ball away a Turo and a Compressor. Find myself a Zebstrika. And evolve my bench Ditto, Prism Star into Zebstrika. Gotta go, glad I got to join for a bit. Thank you for joining for a bit, Dev. I appreciate you. Hope the rest of your day is gonna go well. Alright. I think I'll yeet the 2 Battle Compressors right now to discard 6 energies. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Let me just check how many researches are in my discard pile. One. Just one. I do want to deck check, actually. There's no researches in deck. Sucks. Is there a Rescue Stretcher in deck? There also is not. I think I'm just gonna have to research here and just take the L and hope that I find the other Rescue Stretcher off the prizes next turn. Or this turn, technically. I think that's gotta be the play. Let's research. Drawing 7 cards. It's 4, 5, 6, 7. And another Battle Compressor. Jeez Louise. Quick Ball away of fire for another Basculin, question mark? Sure. How many fires in my discard right now? Let me check. Whoopsie. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not enough. I need 5 more in order to do a meaningful attack this turn. Which I can reach by playing Battle Compressor. Discard 3 fire energies from my deck. Here we go. And then by using Zebstrika Sprint to discard my hands and draw 4 cards. Okay, we're gonna hold this because I'm doing exactly enough damage with Upstream Spirits to grab the KO, I think. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, exactly 280. You'll love to see it. You love to see it. What I love about like the single player tabletop testing is also that I can take as much time as I need to make decisions. So maybe when I watch someone blatantly steal stuff from the store while I'm standing right there looking at him. That's crazy. That's crazy, but honestly that happens here too sometimes. Some people really like to believe that they're poor and they deserve to be able to steal, which is like the craziest part about it. Alright, let's say they KO my... let's say they KO the Basculegion, sure. I'll push Basculin and draw. Evolve the Basculegion at Satch. Fiery Flint. Discard 2 fire. Find a few more fire energies. Go. You don't get paid enough to say anything and you think they realized it. Let's go. That's so funny. That's very funny. I think I care a little too much about my job. But I think that's valid, because my job is like ingrained into my actual like education. So that makes sense. Yeah, let's rip the research. Actually, do I want to rip the research? No, I want to do this first. I want to concealed cards first. To draw 2 cards. And Scorched Earth to draw 2 cards. And then I want to research this fat hand of energies. I haven't even counted how many it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. We can Fiery Flint away fire and a fire again to search our deck for more fire energies. There's 3 left in the deck. Like bro just walked out with a soda in his pocket through a closed checkout lane. It's not that deep. Yeah. Unfortunately. And then we use Sprint to discard our hands and draw cards, like 2 in this case, not 4. Retreat Basculegion into Basculegion. and use Upstream Spirits probably to KO them, right? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times 20 damage, which is 380 damage for the final blow. Hell yeah. You love to see it. I should probably maybe check if this can beat Evocon. Do I want to check if this can beat Evocon? Probably not. But sure. I guess in the meantime, I can show you guys my trade binder. It's been a while since I've actually showed you guys my trade binder, so I guess I can show you the one that I bring to all of my locals. Let's put this aside for a second. Look, I have a retro trade binder. This is one from back in the day. Look, like one of those 4-pocketers. So the first page has a lot of big hitters already. I hate how the light hits on this, but whatever. We got the Alexami X SIR, we got the Full Art Giratina V, we got an old EV, we got a Gold Cape. This is like the big page. And as you can see, there's like several things in here that as you can see, the Minior is also here in my trade binder. There's several things in the trade binder that I don't really care about, but other people could be really happy about. There's mostly retro stuff in here. There's some promos. As you can see, there's some empty spots. I haven't really fully revealed it, but it's like fine. I don't care. As you can see, there's also a Delta Bayleaf here, which is really cool. But there's also some random EXs from Scarlet Violet era. This is a Slowpoke from Evolutions, I think. But then there's also like the Annihilate Full Art EX, the Annihilate EX Full Art, but then also like a Reverse Hollow Mewtwo from, I think that's Majestic Dawn. There's a bunch of bangers here. Trust me. It's a combination of old and new, for sure. Look at his fuel. Look at how cute he is. Also, this card might actually be good in Commander. Well, probably not, because you have Floatstone, but it has the Pokebody that if Mantike is anywhere under Mentine, the retreat cost of each of your water Pokemon is 2 colorless or less. Which is actually not bad. I've seen worse. This is probably like the best Finneon in format as well, so I might actually remove this one. I'm not entirely sure if that's the best Finneon in format, but I think it is. So let me actually take this one out, and I'll add this to my Eternal playables, or Commander playables. So there's more Shiny Mankey up here, of course, but there's also like Sableye from Team Galactic. There's a Miracle headset and a Full Art Norman. But there's also a Reverse Hollow Shujinja and Aeron from back in the day. You can see Shiny Glimora EX. You're not here for 2 seconds, are we just in a trade binder? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just showing the trade binder. I'll go reverse in a little bit. As you can see, here's some Diamond and Pearl promo stuff. This is the Hollow Dragonite that I'm really... this is probably like the most valuable card in my binder, actually. Besides maybe the Golden Cape and another Golden card that's later down the line. There's a Japanese Ho-Oh EX, Ethan's Ho-Oh EX. Then this starts a trend of... There's some people at my locals, there's a lot of people at my locals that just collect random cute Pokemon. So these are all Cosmo Hollows from Paldea Evolved. So this is the Palmy, the Palmo, the Mankey, and the Primeape. The Paldea starters, the Ceruledge, Tinkaton, the Hydreigon, and the Mastiff. This is the Golden Beach Court. I have no idea what the price is on this currently. Look at this cute Bidoof. It's a Yukamori Bidoof, right? Yeah, it is a Yukamori Bidoof. And this Diglett is so cute as well. I love it. It looks very silly. This Magnezone actually saw a lot of play back in the day, and I think it still sees play. I think it still sees play in Eternal, actually, as a one-off in Magnezone box. I'm not entirely sure on that. I would have to check that. And the last page, I put this Ogerpon upside down because someone wanted to trade for it, but didn't have the time. So I'm going to trade for him at the next local. So that's why I put it upside down as a reminder, like, oh, don't trade this one. Because it's... because I already decided to trade that with someone else. Okay, I'll slowly go back so you can also see what the rest is. Look at this cute snow run, by the way. As you can see, we got a very, very big mix of old and new, which is especially reminiscent of this page. Or I guess I should say this page. Look at how cute this wheel is. It's just a mix of random cuties and random EXs and Vs. And just really old and pretty new cards. Like, for example, the Mamoswine EX is pretty new. But then the Bayleaf is like really, really old. Look at this Swablu. Look, I love this Swablu art. It's so cute. I'm not sure how well the Tyrogue will do, honestly. But yeah, this is where we get some of the big hitters at the start. It's unfortunate this part of the binder is kind of broken down, but the cards are still fairly safe in here. And this is the first page with like the Alakazam EX SIR, the Giratina V Full Art, the Golden Luxurious Cape, and then just an Eevee from Majestic Dawn, just a really old Eevee. That's my trade binder. I will actually put this Finneon in my commander playables, because there's actually like a really solid Lumineon. A really solid Lumineon in also from Gen 4 era, I believe. I kind of forgot what it did, but I remember that it was relevant. It was a Lumineon with either a Pokebody or a Pokepower. I think it was a Pokepower, but I kind of forgot what it did. But I remember that it was relevant in some decks in Eternal. Was relevant. I can't stand that I don't know this, so I'm gonna look up the Lumineon. Give me a second. I'm gonna check which one it is. Let's open PKMN cards and search for Lumineon. Let's see which one it was. Oh, it was this one. No, not you. Not Lure Ring. It's the Finlusser one. Yeah. Finlusser Lumineon from Stormfront. Because the Pokepower says once during your turn, if Lumineon is your active Pokemon, you may look at your opponent's hand, and if your opponent's bench isn't full, you choose one basic Pokemon from your opponent's hand and put it onto his or her bench. Then switch it with the defending Pokemon. So it's like, if the Lumineon isn't the active, it has 0 retreat cost, by the way. If it's in the active, it's practically an Erica's Invitation. Which is actually like not terrible. It's really good for control strategies. I tried to include it in the Wugtrio in the Ice Cube list, but I just couldn't fit it. Maybe I can fit it now that my evolution lines have moved around a little bit. It's definitely interesting. But I'm imagining that in Commander, benches are likely going to be like either full or close to full, if people can help it. So I'm not entirely sure if it would be good, yes or no. But I can definitely try it and showcase it, because it's a really old card. I prefer to use older cards over new cards, especially for the showcase match. Yeah. Reminder to self to look into the Finneon and Lumineon. But I do think that this is technically the best Finneon we have, just because it has a free attack to do 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And also the other attack is like... The other attack is kind of useless. It's like 10, but 20 on a flip. But the first attack is alright. It's like 50 HP, 1 retreat. It's fine. It's mostly that the weakness is lightning plus 10 rather than lightning times 2. So it does actually survive 30 damage lightning attacks, whereas modern Finneons would not. Because there's no Finneon at 70 HP, right? I think the highest HP Finneon has ever had is 60, especially in modern era. So yeah, this Finneon actually like lives more hits from lightning Pokemon, but it lives less hits from other Pokemon. But that, like, lightning is the most relevant because it's freaking the weakness, you know. Alright, let's flip a coin. We flip heads, so that means we do get a going first game. We are once again forced to start the Dedenne, unfortunately. That sucks. If that Basculegion was a Basculin, I would have loved that. That would have been such a good hand. Oh well, let's go. Going first. Ooh, Scorched Earth. Don't mind if I do. Fiery Flint, 2 fires. 1, 2, 3, 4 Fire Energy back into hands. Let's price check a little bit. See how many Basculins I have in deck. All the Basculegions are there at least. All the Basculins are here as well. Other Dedenne is here. The Radiant Greninja is here. I should check for Zebstrika lines. Zebstrika is here. Ditto Prism Star is here. Other Zebstrika is here. Is the Blitzle here? Blitzle is here. Okay, so there's no Pokemon priced. There's no Pokemon priced. That's a good sign. That means that's probably mostly Fire Energy that's priced. Let's Quick Ball away a Fire Energy. Grab a Basculin. I should have probably Scorched Earth first, but I can still do that now before the second Quick Ball. It's fine. God, I love Anistar City music. Right, let's Scorched Earth, Fire Energy away for 2. I draw another Basculegion, really? At least... Okay, so I think what the play should be... should not have discarded the Fire Energy with the Quick Ball. Should have discarded that Basculegion, and then we can Quick Ball away this Basculegion as well. Or the Dedenne-GX number 2. Is one here? I know it is. Let's not shuffle yet. So I want to Rescue Stretcher back the 2 Basculegions. There we go. Shuffle, shuffle. Let's see, the rest of my hands. Let's attach a Fire Energy here. Play the Dedenne-GX from my hand, triggering Dedenne Change to discard my hand and draw 6 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I draw Blitzle and I draw Ditto. Yeah, I probably have to chill here, so let's retreat the Dedenne-GX into Basculin. Yeah, I think into Basculin works. And pass it up. Now let's assume that they gust the Dedenne-GX. Let's do this one to KO it. Means I'll push Blitzle and we draw. Ooh. Scorched Earth, a Fire for 2 cards. Okay. We definitely have to evolve these Pokemon, that's for certain. I think I Fiery Flint away my Heat Factory and Fiery Flint, which feels really awkward. I was hoping to draw into some more Fire Energy here, but I didn't. 3, 4 from the Fiery Flint. So that Factory is now in the last zoner. And my opponent's at 4 prices, by the way. Attach a Fire turn. And then research these fires. Draw 7 cards. Okay, we find another Basculin. What Pokemon are in my discard pile right now? It's just a Dedenne. I could grab the Dedenne to go for another Dedenne change this turn, but I think that's incorrect. How much damage am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would be 11. If we discard this for retreat, we got 11 fires in discard now. So that means Battle Compressor will grab 3 more and get me to 280 damage. Which is nice. It's my second Rescue Stretcher, so I do have to be careful with it. Only use it for highly specific situations. Let's upstream spirits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Shuffle 14 back, take 2 prizes. We get a compressor and a fire. Not bad. Shuffle those, shuffle that deck once again. Alright. Now let's assume they boss my other Dedenne for a KO. Going to, yeah, I'll keep that inactive, that's fine. I have another Basculegion in hand. I'll use Scorched Earth, discard a fire and draw 2. Trying to win the game in 2 attacks, so I don't need to bench this other Basculin. Oh, I don't have Radiant Greninja in play. But I can Ultra Ball for Radiant Greninja. That means I would have to discard this. Actually, give me a second. Just the 2 Dedennes that are in my discard pile. I do want to shuffle them back. Ultra Ball away Basculin. Hold on. No. We have to do this differently. We Dowsing Machine the Fire and Basculin. Get Fiery Flint back to our hand. And then we Fiery Flint the Battle Compressor and the Guzma to get 4 energies. There we go. And now we Ultra Ball 2 Fire Energies for a Radiant Greninja. There we go. Now we Rescue Stretcher. Oh no, I should have Rescue Stretchered first, because I didn't want to shuffle the Basculin back. Well, too bad. I done goofed now anyway. Alright. Let's use Concealed Cards to discard that and draw 2. Let's play Professor's Research, discarding my hand, drawing 7 cards. 5, 6, 7. Let's play Fiery Flint, discarding Fire to find Fire. Go. Let's count how many fire energies are in my discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 10. I need 4 more in the discards. I could do sprint here. What I could also do is attach a Fire Energy here. And Battle Compressor for 3 more Fire Energies. 1, 2, 3. Don't really matter that I shuffle that. Retreat this for this Basculegion. I can still play as research next turn, and then use Upstream Spirits to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 20 damage is 280 damage, which is enough to KO a Regidrago V-Star. It's pretty good. It's pretty gosh darn good. Since I have a single prize board now, they don't have enough. They can't just KO active and be happy with it. But knowing it's Regidrago, they probably got some shenanigans. Anyway, let's do this. Draw. Definitely attach for turn. I want a Quick Ball first to Finn. So I'll grab a Basculin. I just want to Finn out like cards that don't do anything for me at the moment. Alright. I'm not gonna bench this. It's better to research first in case I draw into the Dedenne on the Scorched Earth. Okay, there's a Dedenne here, nice. Scorched Earth away fire for 2. And then concealed cards, fire for 2. We found both of the Dedennes. Is Zebstrika in the discard pile? I don't think so, right? No, it's not. Let's play the Dedenne, triggering Dedenne change to discard my hand and draw 6. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we got it. This compressor can search our deck for some fires. Yeah, I don't even need to use both Zebstrikas here, which I was afraid I had to maybe do. Sprint. Retreat into the Basque and use Upstream Spirits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times 20 damage is 380. To draw my final 2 prizes. Very, very nice. This deck works so well, bro. It's crazy. Of course, I'm assuming that my opponent just only KOs active every turn. And doesn't play any like item lock or annoying gust or... Oh, okay, I am keeping gusting count. But like, assuming that they don't like hand control me or item lock me or whatever. You know, it's weird. I do actually, I think I'm gonna go end stream right here, but I do want to say this first and foremost. This deck is so fun to play. Holy moly! Let me find my actual real Basculegion. Give me a second, because I have one real Basculegion in here. It's this one. It's like heavily miscut Basculegion, but who cares? 30 minutes left of your shift time to go hide in the break room. Alright, I'm gonna go real quick check if that Finneon is actually optimal Finneon, because I need to know right now. Otherwise I'm gonna put it back in the trade binder, and then after that we'll go look for someone to raid. Right? Okay, roll it back. Yeah, I mean, with roll it back, I mean roll my chair back. Alright, let me check. Because I don't think there's many Finions like ever released. Oh yeah, no, there's 7 different Finions. Well, 6 actually, because one of them is a promo. It's a pre-release promo. So 6 different Finions. Okay, so technically Oceanic Accompaniment is the best Finion, quote unquote, if you have Swim Freely Pokemon in your deck, but I don't. So there's no Finions that have no retreat cost. All of them have 50 HP and 1 retreat cost. And there's one that has like Protect on Coin Flip for 1 water. There's one that does 20 for 1 water. There's one that does 10 for 1 water. There's one that does 10 for 1 colorless. And then there's the one that I just showed, which does 10 to the bench for 0 energy. And then 10 plus 10 on a coin flip for 1 water. So I do think that that's actually the best Finion. Yeah. Because it's also the only one together with the coin flip protect one that has weakness plus 10 lightning rather than ×2 grass or ×2 water. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Let me turn the music off real quick so I can actually listen in. For anyone watching on YouTube, you're the GOAT first and foremost, but also the stream is gonna end. I can't type my own commands. This is fucking crazy. But I'm gonna end stream here. Unfortunately, you can't really join in the raid, but that's okay. You'll be joining the raid in spirit. Now let's see, who is live right now that I would potentially like to raid? There's a bunch of people live, but I think there's only one viable target here. Someone who I haven't been able to raid for a long time. Go say hi to Battle for me, one of my very, very good friends on this website. I'll be taking a leave for now. I'll be back on Sunday showing a new deck off. Not sure what that new deck is going to be, but I'm sure it's hype. I'm sure it's hype as hell. For now, I'm gonna have to take my leave. See you guys later. Bye bye.